Hello, Success Habit here. How are you? Good? Awesome. Have been enjoying the habits since 3 months? Cool. Let's get into the fourth habit. And this habit is all about keeping your word. My question to you is, can you handle it? Would you love to become a lot more happier? Would you love to become a lot more wealthier? Would you love to become a lot more amazing relationships? Would you love to have all that you want in your life? Would you want to achieve whatever you say, whatever you want? Then this is the video you got to be watching, and this is one habit you have to follow. A lot of people say that they will do a lot, and those people just say. How many of you agree? How many of you know people like that around you, right? And there's a saying in Hindi, right? And this might sound a bit harsh, but भौंकने वाले कुत्ते काटते नहीं. And same applies, right? So a lot of people say a lot of stuff. They'll do this, they'll do that, and end up doing absolutely nothing. And after some time, they feel and they're thinking to themselves, why am I still in the same place? Do you agree? Do you know people like that? And do you know people like that intimately? Probably sitting in your own chair right now, right? It's time to be honest with yourself right now, and this habit is all about keeping your word. Keeping any word. It doesn't matter it's a small word or a big word. Word is word, and the word once spoken it's thrown out, it's given out to the universe. And if I may say, if you allow me to say this, the universe is watching you. And the universe is seeing, it's checking you out. Okay, he has said this word, she has said this word, let's see what he does with it, what she does with it. And it's checking you out all the time. Now if you look very closely at the most successful people who have achieved a lot of money, a lot of amazing relationships, a lot of time in their hand to spend with their families, if you look at one common pattern with all of these people, and that common pattern is all of them keep their words, no matter what. I have to stress on this thing. You have to keep your word. So, talking of business and career, this habit applies to every arena of your life. But talking of your business and career, just start keeping your word, small or big. If you commit to somebody that you're going to be on time, then you got to be on time. If you commit at 9 a.m., you got to be there at 9 a.m. If you commit at 4 p.m., you got to be there at 4 p.m. If you commit to end the meeting at 2 p.m., end your session, end your seminar, end your whatever, at the given time, you end it on time. Why? Because you gave a word. Alright? It's very simple. So, word is word. It need not be small, it need not be big, it could be any word. I have observed, and I have observed myself as well, every hour. Now, this is about me. I don't know about you. You can check for yourself. About me, every hour I'm kind of giving out 3 words. 3 commitments I'm making every hour. That's kind of an average. It could be small. It could be just telling Shruti, my wife, I'll be back at 5 p.m. That's a word that I have given. It could be telling my partner that I'll be making this Facebook post or Facebook ad or whatever. That's a commitment I have given. Right? So every hour I'm making 3 commitments to all the people around me. By the way, let me ask you this. When we make a commitment, whom are we making a commitment to? There are 2 people. One, of course, yes, the person that is in front of you. And 2, the person who is sitting inside of you. Right? So, if you look back and if you have a history, or if people have a history of not keeping their word, anytime, every time they give out a word, the person inside knows that this is not going to happen. And how can you believe that you would be confident? It's not possible. It's not at all possible. Also, another stuff to this, another part of this coin is people also are afraid to decommit from their word. Right? Sometimes we give out shitty commitments. Pardon my language. Sometimes we give out shitty commitments. Yes or yes. And in the heat of the moment, we say out stuff which we know we are not going to do. How many of you agree? Yes or no? Have you been in that place? Yes. But what do? We do not decommit from such a thing. And we then push ourselves without our own will to try and satisfy the word that we have said. And it does not happen. It will never ever happen. Right? So there's one part that is commitment. There is a second part that is decommitment. And there's a third part called as recommitment. Probably you have committed to yourself to write a book. And I agree, I understand it's kind of a very, very lengthy process. It's kind of a very, very, a process that tests your patience to the core. How do I know this? I'm an author myself. If you want to go and check out my book on Amazon, Money Lessons from Mother Nature. I am an author myself. I know I've gone through that process of writing a book. So if you have ever committed to yourself earlier that you're going to write a book, and so far that has not happened, it's time to recommit and get it done, no matter what. Keep your commitment to your commitment. And that's the habit. The habit is simply this: you got to be aware of whatever you are saying. You got to be aware of what are the commitments, small or big, that you are making. If you're committing someone that you will call them, you better call them. Because the person inside is seeing you, it's watching you in action. And if the person inside knows that you're a person who does not follow on your commitments, how will you ever feel confident? But, this is where the miracle happens. If you know the person inside you, if the person inside you knows that you are a person, the moment you make a commitment, the moment you give out a word to somebody else or to yourself, that commitment is bound to happen. If the person inside knows that, of course you'll be very, very confident. In fact, you become a manifester. How? Experience. You say out things, it happens. You say things, it happens. Every time that happens, and you are an amazing person. That, my friends, is real power. How many of you agree? Yes? So you got to keep your commitments. Any commitment, be it small or be it really big, you got to keep your commitment. Are you willing to do that? For the first step is you got to be aware. You got to be aware of what are the commitments you are making every hour. And you got to be aware of how sure are you of keeping those commitments. You got to be aware which commitments to decommit from. And decommitment, okay, let me talk about this for a moment. Decommitment has to be tangible, and what I mean by that is if you have given a word to somebody else, you got to call them up, you got to write an email, you got to send a letter, do whatever, so that that person knows that you have decommitted from it. That's the way to decommit. You just cannot go and decommit just inside your head. Your inner self is never going to feel good about it. Why? Because the person in front of you cares for your commitment. He's dependent on you probably. Right? So decommitment has to be made out, out there. It has to be public. It has to be tangible. The person whom you had made the commitment to has to be involved in that decommitment. So 3 things we spoke about: commitment, decommitment, and recommitment. Alright, and do you want to know the formula to become really powerful? And if you are really crappy right now, pardon my language again, but if you are really crappy right now with your commitments, first step is just be honest about it and accept it for yourself that yes, you are crappy with your commitment. Second step is commit slowly and complete readily, and give out small commitments. You know what, I will call you up at 11:05, and go ahead and call at 11:05, right? Yes, now you have started to feel a bit better because you had given a small word and you have kept that word. Alright, now gradually increase the level of your commitments. That's the formula, that's the simple process to become absolutely confident and absolutely feel absolutely powerful. Because you will reach a stage, and I can say this from my own experience, you will reach a stage, you say out something and it happens. It happens. You say it out and it happens. How many of you would love to be in that stage? That's how it's going to be. Just start keeping your word. Wherever you are, I want you to keep your hand on your heart and just repeat after me. My word is law. I'll give you a moment to repeat that. Yes, now once again, twice as loud. My word is law. Alright, awesome. I feel that you're doing it there wherever you are right now. So this is the habit. So how to follow this habit, you can check out in the group. I'm going to give you specific instructions. But if you agree to this video, if you agree to whatever I just said, if you agree that just by keeping your commitments, your business, your career and every other aspect of your life is going to be completely different, if you agree to that, type in I am committed in the group, and do subscribe to this channel, put in comments, and I love you all. You guys are really awesome. This is Sudhir Kollam, author of the best-selling book Money Lessons from Mother Nature, president of Success Habits Academy, and a prosperity coach. Alright, I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.